So I'm thinking, well, if I started with $80 in debt and I sold 4 pairs, 4 times 12, that's only $48. So I haven't gotten out of debt yet if I've only sold 4 pairs. So I got to thinking a little bit further and I changed my mind on this question. I don't like D anymore. Bad D. It makes more sense to pick letter B. And the reason that is because if we have profit, the profit's $12 for 1 pair. So if I sold 10 pairs, that would be up here, and that would be $120. That makes sense to me. Or 5 pairs is $60. So I guess she does sell them for $20 each, but it's not how much she's selling them for, it's the profit. So I guess you could argue for either one, but I'm thinking that it's B now, changing my mind, unless you can convince me otherwise. She buys for 10, for $8 each, and she sells 4 pairs, that's 20 each. She's made her 80 back, then she's at $0 profit. See, now you're convincing me the other way. I don't know. I'm still thinking it's B now. Because profit, she was $80 in debt. I'm thinking just profit. We're confusing like how much money she's made with profit. So, I don't know. It's one of these things where it's open to some interpretation. I honestly don't know what the correct answer is. I can't just say, oh, the answer is D. That's the answer they're looking for. The answer is B. It's going to be either D or B. I'll go look up profit and what the definition of profit is, and then I can come back next day and have a better answer for you. But I want to just be sure on that. No, I don't have an answer key for this, Abby. Just like when you guys sit down to write your exam, when you guys write your exam next Wednesday, or a week from Wednesday, 2 weeks from today, you guys have a provincial 2 weeks from today. When you guys sit down to write your exam, I won't have seen the test, and when you are done your exam, I won't know the answers to any of the questions. I have to go through it on my own, and I go from there. This isn't one of the ones that was on the website, so yeah, anyways, I'll leave it at that. So I'm going to look up profit, I'm going to figure out the definitions, and we'll get back to it. Taylor's chiming in with a big paragraph. Here's the definition of profit according to Google. Financial gain, especially the difference between the amount earned and the amount spent in buying, operating, or producing something. So now I'm kind of leaning back towards D. Maybe I convinced myself otherwise. Okay, you guys have done an excellent job of convincing me it was D. I'm going to stick with my gut on this one. It's not B. With Taylor's definition, we have that cost in there. I like what Alex said. Once we've bought 4, we're back to 0. And then, if I sell another pair after 4, I now start making money. I like that. That works for me. We'll go with that. So it's D. My gut was right. You guys have confirmed that. I shouldn't have doubted myself. Just like you, when you're on your test, shouldn't doubt yourself. What I'll do is, Taylor wanted 21, which I'll get to. I'll spend another 5 minutes and then I'll let you guys go. This number 14 is, the only trick here is the difference between a square bracket and an open bracket. So remember, if I have a closed dot, that's going to be a square bracket. And if I have an open dot, that's going to be a round bracket. So that means this is wrong automatically. The answer turns out to be A. I'll post up all the answers to these. This is which of the following are functions. So this is a vertical line test question. If you can draw a vertical line that intersects more than one point, not a function. Pretty straightforward. 16 is a bit tricky. I'll definitely go over that one next day. But I want to get to 21 because Taylor asked about that. Data is collected for each situation below when graphed, which will represent a linear function. So we want something that's a straight line, not a curve. That's kind of the key here. Number of people in a mall. So at 1 o'clock, that's busy middle of the day. There'll be a bunch of people in your mall. And then I don't know, maybe there's a peak at like 5 o'clock once everyone gets off work, and then the mall will eventually kind of close. That would be kind of my guess there. So I'm going to go with not A. That's not a straight line. B, total number of visits to a website in time and days. So I'm thinking a website, is a website going to get the same number of hits each day? Probably not. Day one, you might have, like 50 hits. So you might go there, and then day 2 gets higher, and then day 3, maybe there's only 20 people, and day 4 is Sunday, so nobody's on your website. I would argue that's probably not linear. Height of a basketball, it starts at the person's hand, which is above the ground. It goes up in the air, and then the height would go back down to some other level here, like a hoop. So that's changing. And the number of days until you graduate. So if today is, you have like a year, 2 years left, 600, 700 days, let's say, that's just going to continually go down until you get to 700 days, and then it's going to be 0. So D is going to be the linear one. So that was a good question. And there you go. Is anybody else having issues with the PDF not coming out properly, the top's getting cut off, or is that just Abby? You might want to open it up again, Abby, and see if it's happening again. When you say the top's getting cut off, are you talking about this line here, Abby, or are you just talking about it's like actually just gone, it's like not there? Yeah, okay, it's gone. That's not a good thing. Dailies is okay. All right. I think it might just be you, Abby. That's okay. There you go. So that's been about an hour, and I'll leave you guys there. The words are mostly gone. It's interesting because it's loading as like, because I scanned it on our photocopy here, it should be an image, so it just might be your computer. If you open it again, I have a feeling it might work. If it doesn't, I can print one off for you and give it to you or have it available for you. I'll leave that there. Next day, tomorrow, we have an hour and a half. I will continue going through the learning guide. If you guys have any questions, the kind of course review learning guide. As well, I will continue to go through this exam. If nobody has any questions from the learning guide tomorrow, I will just, power through this exam and do as much of it as I can. So you guys have sort of those two things to look at. The learning guide you're going to submit, so that should be priority number 1. This test is just a really, really good chance for you to kind of look at a recent provincial exam and give you an idea of what it's going to look like and the types of questions and how to approach it. And if you do need some extra help, I guess today would be the last day before the midterm for you to come in for some help. From 1 to 3 o'clock today at McWilliams Center. Myself, I'll be available, and then Mrs. Parker will be available as well. So there'll be 2 of us here to give you guys some help. So consider that coming in if you're thinking you need some help. And that's it. So I hope you guys have an excellent afternoon. We will see you bright and early tomorrow morning with some more review. Thanks.